Yes.
Why?
Because you have more opinions in the group, and so all group members have to agree on things, and like typically that's going to be less extreme than what one person's going to agree on.
I think groups make less extreme decisions than individuals.
Why?
Because I think as an individual you can speak up and say like what you want, and like maybe you feel like scared or in some way different if you're listening to a group rather than your own instincts to make that decision.
Well, I'm not sure actually. I think that with a group it would be easier for them to make less extreme decisions because individually you're only looking out for yourself and you're not thinking about other people's actions as well. So possibly, I'm not entirely sure though.
I think that groups make less extreme decisions than individuals. I think that they make those less extreme decisions because when I think of group decision making, I think a lot about like the compromises that are made in government and like Congress and like juries in a courtroom.
When you're in a group, you just want to go with the flow and do crazy fun things.
Because of the peer pressure aspect of everything, I feel like groups can pressure you to do stuff.
Well, I think if you have one person who has a certain idea and everyone kind of latches onto that, you know, yeah.
Groups make more extreme decisions. Why? I don't know.
I would say more extreme decisions. This is my personal experience. My friends back home, I'd say you just usually kind of conform to the decisions.
I think it depends. I think sometimes when you're with a group, like emotions can kind of be more built up since you're all you're with a bunch of people.
Because of groupthink, people just wanna get something done instead of actually thinking something through.
I don't. I think they make more extreme decisions because we learned about like groupthink and all that stuff in the class.
I think groups make more extreme decisions because there's the whole thing about group mentality, and if you have a really charismatic leader, it's easy to get talked into more extreme ideas.
Would you ever consider running through campus naked alone?
Probably not.
Would you go streaking if all your friends were?
I think I might. I think I actually might.
Would you ever consider running through campus naked alone?
No.
Would you go streaking if your friends were doing it?
Depending on the context, like if we were drinking that night, probably yeah.
No.
Would you go streaking if all your friends were?
Maybe.
I would not consider. I do some kind of weird things, but I would not do something like that.
Would you go streaking if your friends were all doing it?
If my friends were all doing it, depending on my physiological state of mind, I probably would do it.
Would you ever consider running through campus naked alone?
I would not.
Would you go streaking if all your friends were?
Probably not, unless they had a really good argument for it, and I might get pressured into it.
Probably not.
Would you go streaking if your friends were all doing it?
Maybe if I was under the influence.
Would you ever consider running through campus naked alone?
No.
Would you go streaking if all your friends were doing it?
Definitely.
Group polarization is the tendency of the prevailing opinion of group members to become more extreme following discussion. It is a result of people reinforcing each other's beliefs and opinions.
Diffusion of responsibility is the idea that individuals feel less personally accountable for the decisions made by the group because the responsibility is spread out over all of the group members. This can lead to more extreme decisions for the group as a whole.
De-individuation is the loss of self-awareness and restraint in a group situation where a person feels anonymous. If people feel anonymous, they are more likely to do things that they wouldn't normally do.